Coming up, find out how Weber State is helping children improve their reading skills.
Also, see why community members are learning about earthquakes.
And find out how your old jeans can do some good.
Welcome to Weber State News. I'm Kylie Chalk.
And I'm Morgan Wilkins. The WSU Literacy Program aims to help parents become more involved with their children's reading growth. I had the opportunity to find out how the program works and the benefits it brings.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H.
This is 4-year-old Eli. Eli is part of the Head Start program and through that has the opportunity to participate in the WSU Family Literacy Program. The program offers to help parents who want to improve the reading interaction they have with their children.
The goal is that the parents will be able to be more involved with their children in daily literacy activities, reading, playing games, talking, singing songs.
The program provides the family with a family literacy facilitator who comes once a month to help teach the parents different activities to participate in with their children while reading.
And so I have parents that now are maybe reading 2 to 3 days a week versus 0 days. Or the parents that started out reading a little bit, now they're reading all the time.
The facilitator also brings books that have been donated by Deseret Industries for the family to add to their libraries. The program has seen a lot of success with many families.
I find that the parents who go through the program, they do more reading with their children, they are more effective in their discipline. Their children learn better, they have better literacy skills, they're better behaved. We find lots of positive outcomes for this.
Eli's mother also feels that they have seen success from the program.
We do different activities where he would write his name every day, and so now he's writing his first and his last. Before he was just doing his first.
Y and Z. Next time, won't you sing with me?
In Ogden, I'm Morgan Wilkins, Weber State News. Each family participating in the program also receives a membership to the Treehouse Museum that is paid for by community members.
Ogden is gearing up for the big shakeup with its earthquake fair, and Brandon Lamb was there to show us what's shaken.
The City of Ogden and Weber State University geared up for a weekend of shaking things up.
The Weber State Shakeup is about raising earthquake awareness along the Wasatch Fault. A lot of people don't know they live in earthquake country, so we wanted to let them know that the hazards exist, how to prepare, where to go for information, where to go for supplies, and also to raise awareness about the Great Utah Shakeout, which is happening on April 17th at 10:15 a.m.
The event featured plenty of games to help kids have fun and learn at the same time. Volunteers helped kids learn about different types of earthquake waves by using a shaking machine and slinkies, as well as using sand with a vibrating machine to teach the effects of liquefaction, all of which was a big success. For Weber State News, I'm Brandon Lamb.
There are a lot of things, exciting things going on all over campus.
Today we have Abe Cicito, the Clubs and Orgs VP, here to talk about some of the activities going on at WSU. Thanks for being here, Abe.
Thank you for inviting me. We've been planning this for a while now. It's actually been almost 3 months, and I've got some presents for you guys. Would you like green or pink or purple?
I know Morgan likes pink, so I'll take the green.
Awesome. Okay. Well, you got the green then. So there's a lot. It goes from 9 to 1. Everything we have is free for every single student, and we're hoping to get a big turnout. We have anything from free food, hot dogs, cotton candy, popcorn, pizza, snow cones, to free music, live bands, to aerialists inside the Union Building doing 3 different shows, and then fire breathers performing outside, also doing 3 different shows at 11:30, 10:30, 11:30, and 12:30, and then about 60 plus clubs.
And this is designed to promote the clubs.
Yes.
For membership for next year?
Mm-hmm. It's designed to help the students understand what the clubs have done throughout the year. So it's more of a showcase what they're doing. It's not much of a recruitment piece, so that next year when we start in the fall, they'll be able to recruit students and that students can know what they do.
So next year when we come in the fall, or when we start in the fall, they have usually a block party. Is that going to still take place?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'll take place the first week of school. And clubs and organizations day is on Wednesday. The block party is on Friday. foam dance party that night. So there's a lot of exciting things to look forward to.
And is this something that you plan on doing every year?
Every single year, yeah. Hopefully it's a new tradition that we're starting this year, and we'll keep it going every year.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for joining us, Abe.
Thank you.
All right, and one thing that is really exciting is the weather's kind of been warmer, but I think it might change.
Well, I hope it's good for today's carnival because I plan on going to that.
Yeah, I hope so too. Let's find out from Kirsten, sorry.
Me and Crystal hang out a lot. People mix up our names. But the weather today, it looks like it's going to be great, just enough for the carnival to hold out. As you can see here on our national map, we're okay right now, not too many clouds in front of us, but this is coming our way. So tonight, we should be expecting a lot of rain, and the weather is going to go downhill for the next week or so. Looking at Utah, our map for Utah, as you can see here, it's coming our way. We have the clouds right here and more right here. We will have a break in the middle, like in the next 3 days, but the temperature is going to be dropping. So looking at our 7-day forecast, today we're gonna hit a high of 73. It's not gonna rain till later, so don't worry. Make sure to still go out to the carnival. Thursday, a high of 50, rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and climbing back up Monday and Tuesday. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kirsten. As we head into spring, we see more shorts and less jeans. So what happens to all those old jeans? As Jana Hull tells us, the Women's Center is in need of some donations.
The month of April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. As part of that, the Women's Center have put together a project. Denim Day, this day was started all because of a sexual assault case where the victim was wearing jeans. This case made it all the way to a Supreme Court. The Italian Supreme Court exactly. After months of conflict, the case was dismissed. This started an enraged disagreement with many parliament workers. Women in the Italian parliament started a protest by wearing denim jeans. Today, Denim Day has been spread across the world and is here at Weber State University. So don't know what to do with your old denim jeans? Well, through the Women's Center, donations go to the community in support of women who have been victims of sexual assault or domestic violence. For Weber State News, I'm Jana Hull.
Weber State's Polynesian organization TOA Club held their first annual luau.
Over the weekend, I had the pleasure to meet up with the TOA Club as they celebrated their first luau. If you've ever attended a Polynesian party, you know how entertaining it can be. Polynesians sure know how to make amazing food. After you've had your feed, the TOA Club put on a show for attendees. So if you missed the luau, make sure you plan on next year's. You won't be disappointed. Yakalavalo, Weber State News, I'm Brandon Lamb.
To see more of this event, stay tuned to Studio 76.
Coming up, we'll have Spotlight on Sports with a look back at one of Weber State's best student athletes.
Also, we will check out how the football team is looking forward to the upcoming year.
Do you have a problem with your friends driving recklessly? With your friends endangering your life? I'm here to tell you that reckless driving is the #1 cause of teenage deaths. But with new and improved Slow Down, you don't have to die.
He's right. We should slow down.
In the real world, there is no spokesperson to prevent reckless driving. There's only you. Speak up.
Kim, pay attention.
Today on Spotlight on Sports with Damian Lillard off to the NBA, we take a look back at his historic career here at Weber State. Coach John L. Smith puts the football team through spring practice, and former Wildcats play the waiting game with the NFL Draft. All that coming up right now on Spotlight on Sports. Welcome to Spotlight on Sports. I'm Trevor Amicone. With Damian Lillard's announcement last week that he will enter the NBA draft, we start today's show by looking back at one of the best student athletes in Weber State history. Many experts believe that Lillard was the best player in the history of Weber State basketball. Lillard will leave the school as its all-time second leading scorer, and his 2011-2012 season is widely considered the best individual single-season performance in Big Sky Conference history. The 784 points he scored this season and his 24.5 points per game were both school records.
Lillard comes down with the rebound for the Wildcats, pushing the pace up the other end. He's going to take it to the hoop, lays it up and in. And he's fouled. Absolutely incredible athleticism there by Lillard. Just got around, got his arm across the defender, and was able to get the ball up to the hoop.
Lillard's performance did not go unrecognized. He was the first Weber State or Big Sky Conference player to ever be named an All-American by the Associated Press. He was also named an All-American by the National Association of Basketball Coaches. Among many other recognitions, Lillard was named the District 8 MVP, a finalist for the John Wooden Award for the best player in the country, and a finalist for the Bob Cousy Award for the best point guard in the nation.
No good on the shot. Lillard comes down with a rebound. Nifty behind the back dribble. Now there's the explosiveness coming. Oh! And he's got the shot. Damian Lillard. A beautiful shot. After the blocking foul underneath the hoop, Lillard laid it up with the left hand after pausing in midair to get the and one. And put the Wildcats up by 11.
Keep in mind that due to some injury problems, Lillard did all this in just 3 seasons here at Weber State. For Weber State Sports, I'm Trevor Amicone. To the gridiron, Weber State football is in a transition phase. Coach John L. Smith is the new man in charge, and he likes what he's seeing so far this spring. John Capel has more from Stewart Stadium.
Under the snow-capped peaks of the Wasatch Range, the Weber State Wildcats are paying their dues on the gridiron. Quarterback Jordan Adamczyk proves he's got a good arm as he nails C.J. Tuckett, who's gaining yardage as he always does. Coach John L. Smith is putting his team through the paces here at the second spring scrimmage at Stewart Stadium. They're looking good this year. A lot of new talent, a lot of fresh faces out here. We've got a great team coming up. Keep your eye on number 33, returning sophomore Carl Fanai as he blasts open the gate for running back Josh Booker. The potential is there, according to Coach Smith.
I liked the way the quarterback threw it around, that we were able to move the ball. There was some improvement today. We still have to clean up a few things. We had a few penalties, formation penalties, things like that.
The voice of the Wildcats, Carl Arkey, enjoyed the workout.
Thought the offense looked really good today. I thought that the backs looked great. They ran hard. CJ ran hard. CJ Tuckett looked good. Thought Josh Booker showed the burst and the speed that we've seen from him before.
Quarterback Mike Hoke is on the injured list after undergoing surgery last winter.
One thing I see out of him that I've been able to see at this period of time is I think he could be a great leader for us. To me, he's kind of a warrior. He's a guy that when he says something, his kids listen, and they kind of fall in order. And we need great leadership.
I'm John Capel reporting for Weber State Spotlight on Sports.
Thanks, John. There are just 2 more practices next week before concluding spring practice with the annual Purple and White game next Saturday at 6 p.m. at Stewart Stadium. A Chalk Talk presented by the Wildcat Club will begin at 4:30, giving fans a chance to hear from Coach Smith and the new Wildcat coaching staff. Well, with graduation just around the corner, Weber State seniors are all looking for a job. Football players are no different. They also work hard for a chance to show off their abilities. Faifo Lavale tells us more about that process for one former Wildcat.
J.C. Orem, I'm from Ogden, Utah. I went to Fremont High School and I got a full ride scholarship to Weber State to play football, and that's what brought me here.
J.C. Orem has left a legacy well printed in Weber State football history, but one thing that's just as important to him is his name printed on his degree.
I'm the first one in my family to get a degree from college, and it's huge for me. My parents never went to college. I had one brother go to college, and he never got to finish, so it's a huge accomplishment for me. And you get that paper in the mail, and it's just like all that hard work is right there in front of you.
Orem doesn't regret anything about his collegiate playing days, although he will miss one thing about his journey.
You know, it was a hell of a ride, and I enjoyed every moment of it. The hardest thing right now for me is not being able to see all my boys every day. You know, like having a place that you can just go to chill, you know, go to the locker room and hang out and see all your boys, you know.
The All-American guard spent 8 dreadful weeks preparing his body and mind for the pro day up in Park City, Utah.
I think the hardest thing about training was I was the only one that my guy was training. So when I was working out, I didn't have the competition. You know, like when you're training and you're working out, you need that competition to keep your body going and like push yourself. When you're there by yourself, it's hard to push yourself. It's hard to see other people succeed and fail to know that you can succeed, you know what I mean?
Orem caught the eye of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and has been worked out by both the Kansas City Chiefs and Atlanta Falcons. Only time can tell for JC Orem as he waits for the call of his life come late April. I'm Fightful Avale with Spotlight on Sports.
Well, with the NFL draft coming up, Fifo was a busy man this week. After talking to JC about his prospects, he jumped across the line of scrimmage and caught up with another soon-to-be former Wildcat star.
Well, I'm Nick Webb. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. I grew up in the East High area. I went to East High School. And, you know, from a young age, I was playing sports.
The saying, "you look good, you play good," was only semi-accurate for Nick Webb, as he substituted the look good for something else.
A business major, a business administration major, I focused on making sure that I got the grades necessary to go on, you know, to a further career, whether it was in football or whether it was in business. And so my focus every time I went to class was making sure that I got good enough grades, I studied hard, and then ultimately could play hard.
Over the years, Webb has paid attention to detail with not only the transformation of his body, but through the knowledge he's gained from fellow teammates.
Football was a growing experience, both physically, you know, starting out at 205 pounds and then graduating at 250 pounds. I mean, that's in and of itself, it was a great career and just an opportunity for me to learn from guys that were younger than me to guys that were older than me.
While some people are waking up around 7 or 8, Webb is already up and working out in the early AM, preparing for a once-in-a-lifetime chance.
Well, day in and day out, it was pretty tough. I would get up at 6 a.m. every morning, and like I said, 6 days a week. And so, yeah, I was getting up early, I was working hard, but the focus was to improve, to get better, and make sure that I could do things not only at 240 pounds, but also at 250 pounds.
If all goes well, Webb will receive the phone call he has long awaited for come late April. No matter what happens, professional football player or banker, it's a win-win situation. I'm Fightful Avale with Spotlight on Sports.
Best of luck to both JC and Nick. Several former Weber State players have made it to the NFL, most notably Tim Toon, Dave Hale, the McQuiston brothers, and more than 20 others, starting way back in 1944. Coming up next, it looks like it's going to be a geek-filled summer. Studio 76 will show you the hottest movies coming out, plus the video game that lets you create the levels.
Great things. Find out how a healthy lifestyle can help your child succeed.
Today on Studio 76, the movie is going head-to-head in the box office this summer.
Plus, how one country sensation popped the big question during his latest concert.
Then get your island dance on with the first ever Back to the Island Luau. Studio 76 starts now.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Studio 76. I'm Ben Davis.
And I'm Kaylee Connors. So Ben, you were dancing during the intro here. How are your dance skills?
I don't know, you tell me. This is what it looks like.
You know, I think your dance skills speak for themselves. I don't think I even need to comment. Fifo Lavali shows us some dancing from the Back to the Islands Luau.
This past Saturday, the Total Club presented its first Back to the Island Luau held at the Institute. Over 400 people gathered to enjoy great food, desserts, as well as a show. The show presented song and dance from islands of Hawaii, Tonga, New Zealand, Tahiti, and Samoa. The Toll Club would like to thank everyone who attended and reaches out to anyone who would love to join. I'm Fifo Lavali with the Studio 76.
Hey, thanks, Fife. Some of the biggest box office movies are hitting this summer.
I know, I'm excited. Summer always has the best movies. Griffin Anderson tells us about everything from superheroes teaming up to Batman fighting on the streets of Gotham once more.
What do Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr., and Samuel L. Jackson have in common? They're all kicking ass and taking names in the Avengers movie. Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, and Nick Fury are back to take on Loki. Avengers is out May 4th.
I have an army. We have a Hulk.
On a dark, distant planet, one ship lands there to explore. Well, one thing leads to another, and aliens start to destroy everything. And by aliens, I mean the ones that burst out of your chest and bleed acid. Prometheus is a prequel to the 1979 horror sci-fi classic Alien, starring Sigourney Weaver. Prometheus comes out on June 8th. The Spider-Man movies that have been released recently aren't really the greatest. The Amazing Spider-Man seems to want to change that. Andrew Garfield replaces Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, and Emma Stone stars as Gwen Stacy. The Amazing Spider-Man comes out on July 3rd.
A car thief. You a cop? You seriously think I'm a cop in a skin-tight red and blue suit?
And it's going to be a sad day for Batman fans. The last of the Dark Knight series comes out this summer. The Dark Knight Rises brings Batman back to the streets of Gotham to fight a new supercriminal, Bane, who is played by Tom Hardy. Anne Hathaway makes an appearance as the famous Catwoman. The Dark Knight Rises comes out July 20th.
Thanks, Griffin. There are some seriously huge celebrities in some of those movies.
Oh yes, so Miss Celebrity. Do you know any of the dirty deets going on with these crazy celebrities?
You know what, the ones in those movies previously, they haven't done anything too scandalous lately, so I don't have anything bad to say. But, as always, I have the top 3 stories on celebs this week, and I'm gonna have to ask you to get off my set as I do this, because this is my thing. Okay, can you go? Okay, just go. Okay, now I'm ready. Country star Jake Owen is an engaged man. Jake was performing at the benefit concert in his hometown in Florida. He was singing his hit song, Don't Think I Can't Love You, when he called his girlfriend, Lacey Buchanan, up on stage. He then knelt on one knee and said, quote, I can't buy you a big diamond ring or a big old house on a hill, but I promise you that I'll love you forever and ever and ever, unquote. The proposal was so spontaneous that Jake didn't even have a diamond ring for his now fiancée. Amanda Bynes scores an easy A in changing her squeaky clean image. Amanda was arrested on charges of a DUI. She spent the night in jail but was released the following day. Police won't give out any details on the arrest. Amanda's father says that Amanda does not drink. He also says she was kept overnight because she was in an emotionally distraught place. Amanda's court date has not yet been set. And Lamar Odom may be able to keep up with the Kardashian clan, but he couldn't keep up on the basketball court. The Mavericks thought it was a steal to get Lamar on their team, but as it turns out, not so much. Lamar struggled on the court, and both Lamar and the team decided it would be in their best interest for Lamar to leave. Some are saying the factor that messed up his game was the stress of taking care of his ill father. For the time being, Lamar will play for the Mavericks D-League affiliate.
Am I allowed to come back?
You are allowed to come back now, Ben.
So those celebrities, I
Yeah?
gotta tell you something.
What? What is that?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. What was that?
That was you blowing my mind.
You know what? I do that to people sometimes. But you know what? You do all of that stuff to me every week when you do your video game segment. And I'm sure this week is going to be the same.
You can bet your patootie. From indie games with unique mechanics to swords and magic with tons of beautiful women, this week's new releases will make you go, whoa. It's time for this week's new video games from KWCR 88.1 Weber FM and GameTaffy.com. It's the last week of the semester, and these new games will get you ready for the gaming drought known as summer. Friday kicks off the weekend, and what better way to spend the weekend than with the indie mind bender Fez. Visually, Fez is a cross between Minecraft and Tiny Tower. Players use the 3D environments and 2D gameplay to find hidden items and get through huge stages. Fez will alter your perception on Friday the 13th for Xbox Live Arcade. Last year, the PC saw the ambitious sequel, The Witcher 2: Assassins of Kings. The story-focused action RPG allows players to define their playstyle. The biggest complaint, however, was the complicated controls. Now, The Witcher 2 has seen major control improvements for its port to the Xbox 360 on Tuesday, the 17th. Speaking of sequels, Trials Evolution improves on all elements of the hit Trials HD. However, the biggest improvement comes from user-generated content. Now, players can build tracks with the track editor and share or download other tracks from the new Track Central. Players are no longer limited by their friends list. Trials Evolution hits the Xbox Live Arcade on Wednesday, the 18th. Game Taffy may be leaving Studio 76, but you can continue to get your gaming news from GameTaffy.com. For Studio 76, I'm Ben Davis.
It'll be exciting to see where Game Taffy goes in the future. Like, I'm sure you're going to be worldwide.
Well, thanks. I do hope that people will continue to get their gaming news from Game Taffy, but you know what? I'm not the only one graduating this semester.
It's true. I am too, plus a couple other seniors, you know.
Yeah.
I just feel like we're the most important.
Yes.
But before we say goodbye to all of our Weber State News staff, I think we should say our goodbye close one
We
last time.
should, together.
I know.
Like we used to.
Yeah, I feel like we should like hug or something.
Oh, let's do it. Oh.
We love each other here.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for watching Weber State News, Spotlight on Sports, and Studio 76. Be sure to become a fan of Weber State News and Studio 76 on Facebook.
Hey, and check out all of our shows at www.weberstatenews.org.
And now we leave you with a look at our graduating seniors.
See ya. You'd think everything from now to Black Friday would rock your world. Boy, would you be wrong. Actually leave and go buy some Reese's.
All right.
Sounds like a good
Pick me
idea.
up some Butterfinger.
Yeah. So enjoy
if you will.
doing the show.
All right. I will.
And for those of you who don't think your vote can make a difference, this political leader feels differently. Andrea Peterson tells us more. And I'm Ben Davis. Have a great weekend, Wildcats.
Surprise came to Utah Jazz fans yesterday afternoon. Jerry Sloan, head coach, and his assistant Phil Johnson resigned. Are we ready?
The game.
It's all. Weber State has a rich history in this wonderful game of basketball. This is the end result. Trevor Amicone shares. This is the reason that Damian Lillard is the high point leader in the NCAA. He doesn't rely on natural talent. He doesn't rely on luck. He works hard every day.
I hope so. Like, I hope I'm scandalous. Hello friends, I'm Kaylee Connors.
I am going to miss Studio 76 a lot. I feel like it's been like my baby child for the past 2 years, and to have to give it up to someone else makes me really sad. After I graduate, I'm hopefully going to find a job with entertainment, either producing or reporting, even if it's in like the market no one watches. I want to be on it. I hope so. I'm hoping to eventually take over Juliana Rancic and be the host of E! News, and marry Jason Kennedy, who's also the host of E! News.
After graduation, I plan on going to grad school either in New York, Idaho, or California. I know it's still Idaho, but let's be honest, Idaho is much better than Utah. Utah. John. Because they have the lottery, and there's a lot more alcohol there. I'm going to win the lottery, move out of my mom's house, and go to grad school. I've enjoyed this, just having the same classes with all the same people for the last 2 years. And the worst thing about going here is driving up here when it's snowing and somebody named John.
My favorite memory here at Weber State's making fun of John Capel on a daily basis. Drew's amazing. I'm going to work at KSL for, I don't know, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 30 years. Try and get on air somewhere. Hopefully I'll end up on air in Salt Lake or Phoenix. Because I've been going to school for 8 years, I should be a doctor. Going to grad school does not turn me on. My least favorite person in this room right now. I am going to cry every night when I don't see John Capel.
That's a good question. I have no idea what I'm doing after graduation. I need a job. Hopefully I'm getting a job somewhere. That's what I'm going to do after graduation. Well, anywhere but Provo. I did get a job offer in Provo, and I think I've turned it down, and off. No, I'll miss working with John Capel. My favorite memory, probably going to Missoula. All the fun we had traveling with the team to Missoula for the Big Sky tournament. That was a lot of fun.